week 7 of the fantasy basketball season, and he has a few forwards on the rise. The first guy, Zion Williamson, of the New Orleans Pelicans. Williamson, he's been pretty solid this year. On the season, he's ranked 60th in fantasy basketball, 23 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.1 steals a game, 67% from the foul line, 59% from the field for Williamson. And the last few weeks now, he's definitely bumped up, 34th ranked in the last couple weeks with 23.8 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.2 blocks, 1.2 steals, 72% from the foul line, and 60% from the field. So Williamson, he's playing well this season. And obviously, he's honestly been under the radars as well, which is surprising this year. You don't hear that much about him for the most part as Williamson, but he's coasting along and he's playing well, especially in his last 3 out of 4 games. He's got 20 or more points in those games, and his assist numbers are shooting up. He's given the Pelicans good minutes, about 29 to 33 minutes per game he's playing, and hopefully he just stays healthy. That's the thing with Zion, is health. Last season in his rookie year, we saw he was hurt a couple times with the knee injury, but so far this year he came into camp better shape, and he's playing well. This guy, he's giving you about 6 or 7 categories, very strong right now in category leagues. And if he could get a 3-point shot going, that would be great. In his last 3 games, he's at least hit a 3 in those games. So maybe Williamson's working on his 3. And right now, he's a forward definitely on the rise, playing well with this Pelican team. The next forward on the rise is Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. Butler, he missed a few weeks with the COVID issues, but now he's come back with a vengeance. And I think this rest did help Butler after last season. In the playoffs, he was playing 40, 45 minutes a game, especially in the finals, and going out there and giving it in his all was Butler. But the last 3 games, he's exploded since he came back. January 30th versus Sacramento, 34 minutes, 14 to 16 from the foul line, 42% from the field he was, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Then February 1st versus one of his former teams, the Chicago Bulls, 9 to 17 from the field, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, a whopping 4 steals, and then he almost had a triple-double a few nights ago versus the Wizards, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal. So that time off, I think it refreshed Butler. It got him back going again, and now we'll see what he could do this weekend with a couple ball games coming up versus Washington and the New York Knicks. And Jimmy Butler, he's a player, I think the rest of the season, he's going to be within the top 40 or 50. He just needed some rest, and now he's playing well. In the last 2 weeks, he's ranked number 38 on the season in that 2-week span. But on the regular season, overall, he's ranked 150. But I think Butler's going to get it going now here, and he's definitely a forward on the rise. The next forward on the rise is Kelly Oubre of the Golden State Warriors. And Oubre's a player that most owners and the Warriors have been frustrated with most of the season, but it was a breakout week for him now. It was Oubre, especially behind that 40-point game he had versus the Dallas Mavericks last night. 40 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, a whopping 7 threes, 66% from field, and 83% from the foul line for Kelly Oubre. So Oubre, he's been playing better the last couple weeks now, and now maybe he's found his niche in this Warrior offense. Maybe it took him time to get used to the players, get used to the playbook, new coach, new system, obviously. With Oubre last season, we saw he was great with Phoenix, and now with this Golden State Warrior team, I think Oubre could be great as well. And the last few weeks, he's really picked his game up, like I said. On the season, he's ranked 147 with 13.3 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 1.43, 74% from the foul line, 39% from the field. But the last 2 weeks, he's really bumped up and rised up the rankings here. Ranked number 94 with 49% from the field, 73% from the foul line, 16.1 points a game, 5.1 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal, and 2 threes a game. So Kelly Oubre, he's headed in the right direction, and he's definitely a guard on the rise this week. The next forward on the rise here is Thaddeus Young of the Chicago Bulls. Young, he came back from injury, and he's played pretty well now for this Bull team in the last couple weeks on the season. He's ranked 123 with 10 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.3 steals, 47% from the foul line, which is awful, but a nice 58% from the field. But the last few weeks, he's bumped his ranking up to 55 in that span. 11.7 points a game, 7 rebounds, 6.3 assists a game, 2 steals, 30% from the foul line, which is oof, and 60% from the field. But Thad Young, he's doing a little bit of everything for this Chicago team, and fantasy owners who picked him up, he's went up 42% over the last week in ownage, and the last couple games he's really played well. January 30th versus Portland, 8 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and a steal. He played 29 minutes. Then versus the Knicks on February 1st, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He was close to a triple-double in that one in 31 minutes. And then versus the Knicks again 2 nights ago on February 3rd, 26 minutes, 9 of 11 from the field. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a whopping 5 steals. So Thad Young, he's a 7 or 8 guy right now in 9 category leagues, and he's contributing well for the Chicago Bulls and well for fantasy owners. The only thing I could see here, if the Bulls are going to be out of the standings, I could see them trading by the trade deadline, and if Young goes to a contender, obviously his value and his minutes are going to go down in fantasy basketball. But right now, just ride the wave out with Thaddeus Young, and he's definitely a forward on the rise. And the 5th and final forward on the rise is Norman Powell of the Toronto Raptors. Powell, he's been playing great now over the last week or two for this Raptor team and fantasy owners who are lucky enough to get him off the waiver wire on the season. He's ranked 115 is Powell, 14.7 points a game, 2.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.3 threes a game, 85% from the foul line, 43% from the field. But the last few weeks now, his ranking's 26th, and he's bumped it up to 23.2 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.8 steals, 3.2 threes, 48% from the field, and 83% from the line. So Powell, he's doing a little bit of everything, but obviously his number one thing is scoring the basketball and hitting a few threes, but he is shooting a good 49% in the 2-week span, and I think Powell's definitely on the rise here, and it definitely can continue. He's playing as a 6-man or spot starting once in a while for this Toronto team, and he's a forward that's definitely on the rise here. So that's a few forwards on the rise in Week 7 of the fantasy basketball season.